Sup, my precious students, and welcome to my first what if, being what if Deku was Arata Kasuga's reincarnation. And before we start into this what if, I'm just gonna put out a spoiler warning because this what if will contain a lot of spoilers for the 27 manga and anime. Like animes, obviously, because you can't make what if without like spoiling the anime. It's like impossible. But it will also contain a lot of spoilers for the 27 manga. So if you don't want to get spoiled for 27, you maybe should take off. I will still explain every power a Deku gets in the series. Like the magic and like what power he gets. But I'm not... like it would be better if you first watch the anime to like get the feeling of like how the characters act. So you maybe like get why Deku acts in this what if. Okay. Now I'm gonna start with the back, like what happened, like how Arata died before, for those who have watched or know read the manga. So basically, Arata absorbed his father, Deus Trinity, and then became like his successor and wanted to absorb the whole universe like Deus Trinity did. So he does that and dies while trying to merge with the universe. So, this is how Arata died, and I'm maybe just gonna explain like a few powers of him, so maybe get how his powers worked, and why I did it that Deku's powers work a bit different now. Arata's power worked this way that he could steal, not steal, but he could analyze magic and then use it on his own, but a bit different than the people who he copied it from. So basically how I'm gonna do it in this what if is that Deku will gain the powers that Arata absorbed, like he got. He will just get the same powers because there's obviously no magic or no magician in the world, so there's no magician that he can copy a magic from. So he's just gonna like after and after get the magic Arata got in the series. Yeah. So this is where I'm gonna get started, where Deku gets born. And when Deku gets born, he suddenly has a book appear on his chest. And this book is gonna be the Astal manuscript that Arata had in the main series in 27. And his mom is totally being shocked, like, what is this? But the book disappears after a few seconds, and she just shakes it off that she was imagining it. So now I'm gonna step ahead till Deku gets to the quirk doctor, and obviously he gets told that he does not have a quirk, but not like in canon. He's not shocked, but he rather says, yeah, I guess that's my life now. He still wanted to become a hero, but now he thinks, yeah, I think I just have to live a normal life and leave the other heroes to save the people. So, Deku is still getting bullied from Bakugou, obviously, because he has no quirks and Bakugou is a very dickhead. And Bakugou says one day, yeah, you have no quirk, you little shit, you don't even... you can't even be a hero, you are so worthless. And Deku stands up and says, and what? Am I like not a human anymore, or what do you mean? And Bakugou gets very angry at that and starts punching him. Because Deku acts like Arata, like he's always... He sees the world like how it is, he doesn't like... cry or anything. He's just very honest. So he's just like, yeah, I'm also a normal human even if I don't have powers. But Bakugou still bullies him harder and harder every day. And And now we're gonna skip ahead to the day where the school ends, and obviously this is where the teacher says, yeah, go off, fill out these formulas of what job you're going to have. And then he just throws them around the room and says, but I know you all want to be heroes. And they all start like flashing their quirks, except Bakugou and Deku, because of it. Obviously Deku doesn't have a quirk, and Bakugou, yeah, he just doesn't want to blame himself. So then then Deku goes home, but he's not actually getting attacked by the sludge villain. This time, Deku is going much quicker to home because he doesn't want to get bullied by Bakugou again. So he walks home faster, and this time Bakugou will be the first one who gets attacked by the sludge villain. And now I'm gonna get a bit of backstory on Bakugou. He also wants to become the strongest hero, but he is like a fanboy of All Might, like Deku was in the main series in plot. So he's just gonna be like Deku, and he's gonna like be a fanboy for All Might and all the stuff, have like figures of him. And being safe from him, he's just gonna do the same thing as Deku, like hang on him and see how he detransforms into his crippled form. And basically the same thing that happened with Deku happens with Bakugou now. Like the sludge villain attacks again, but this time like a friend of Bakugou gets attacked and he wants to save him. Like a friend from like the old school, and he wants to save him, but the same thing happens that happened to Deku. And yeah, so basically then Bakugou becomes All Might's successor, and maybe you might say, yeah, it's too OP, but I don't care. I don't really give a shit. So then while Bakugou was like getting attacked by a sludge villain and All Might saving him, Deku just lays on his bed and is like, nah, I still want to be a hero, but without a power it's almost impossible. So this is when the Astral manuscript, the book Arata had, suddenly appears on his chest and is like, hey master, I think you are the successor of my old master. And he's just like, huh, who's speaking here? And he looks on his chest and sees the book. Is the book speaking? And basically the Astral manuscript answers, yeah, I am, and you are my new master now. So then she basically explains what happened to Arata, why he died, and that he is the new successor of Arata's power. And this is where I'm going to explain the magic of Trinity 7 for everyone that hasn't watched the show. For those who have watched the show, you either skip this part or you can just stay, because it's not that long. I will just quickly explain how the powers work. So basically the powers work like this. They have an archive that is basically like their main theme, that is it's based on the 7 sins, and every personality is like the opposite of the sin. For example, Luxuria is lust, so the person is like doesn't have lust at all. It's like not the person just doesn't have lust at all, like in the series Lilith did. So that's basically how the archives work, and in those archives they have a thema. This thema is just is like a thing. It's also like how they feel, and it also gives like a feeling out. For example, sensus is also like feeling, or someone, Levi had the friendship, so she doesn't really have friends, and it's like what they don't have or what they aren't. Like they don't have friends, or they aren't really friendly, or they aren't angry, like that. And basically under the Tema there's under the archive there's a Tema, and Deku obviously has the Superbia archive from Arata, and also his Tema. That and this Astema script explains everything to Deku that I just explained to you now. Like, she explains the magic, how it works, and she explains he can become a hero, and she listened, like she watched how his life went, and just said, yeah, you still can become a hero. And Deku is obviously very happy about hearing this, and he then asked, like, how do I become hero? Then she says, yeah, we're gonna get through a lot of training, and this is where the 10 months of training start, obviously. Bakugou being the one that, like, puts away the trash, like Deku did in canon. And Deku will go through a whole other training session. So he's basically gonna know how, like the manuscript explains, how he's gonna connect to the Tema, to his archive, and then to his Tema, like execute his Tema. And they're gonna be like training that for 10 months until the exams. So he's basically gonna have the Magus mode, which is... Oh, I didn't explain that yet. Oh, okay. The Magus mode is like the mode where you can use your magic before you use like your magic Magus mode, but the Magus mode is like far more powerful. So it's like, obviously you need it basically to perform. You don't need it to perform magic, but to perform stronger or attack magic, you need the Magus mode. So he's basically training on that the whole 10 months. And he's gonna basically like get his first Magus mode that he got in the series. I can like put a picture on it, like how it looks. And yeah, so basically it's just gonna be Deku. He's gonna look the same as in the series, but he's just gonna have like his Magus mode if he activates it. And yeah, that's like gonna be it. And he also learns how to use the gun that Arata created from Lilith Asami's magic. So he's gonna learn how to do that. Yeah, those are the two things that he learned. Basically you couldn't learn more, because then the 10 months were over and he couldn't train more. But and the Asuma script says he's like, it's only a bit of training until he reaches the next point where he can like master the second magic. Okay, sorry guys, I had to do something, so there's like a little cut in between these videos. So we're just going to continue, and as I said, that the last one was that he will learn the new technique very fast, because he's almost at the point where he can learn it. So now we're going to go to the exams that he took to enter the UA. And basically this he's just gonna go into the exam, and when the exam starts he doesn't run like the others did, and he's just gonna say connect to the Superbia archive, execute Tema, and he's just basically gonna transform into his Magus mode, and then he's gonna run. And the others just being confused because they don't know what he did, but they just assume it's some kind of thing that happened, that is like with his crook, that he has like Seiya to transform. That is like a thing of his crook. And basically then he runs off and creates a cannon with his first macro. So not like a cannon, but a handgun. This handgun is not the incomplete one, but the completed, not the completed one, but the one without the next magic, without the Gula archive. So basically he will just start shooting robots and just like quite literally obliterating every robot he sees. And then the zero pointer robot comes in and attacks Uraraka. And like not in like in canon, but he's just gonna, he sees this, runs over to her. She almost gets like beaten up and killed, but he's just gonna shoot the robot 2 times with his gun and it just goes down, and the others are like having their mouths open and are just like shocked at what they see, what a monster Deku is. And basically then he's going to wait for the answer for the mail he will get if he entered the UA. So he's just gonna leave the exam ground and just go home. And this is when the Astral manuscript says, yeah, master, I think we should train now, because you are close to mastering the next magic, as I said. And he's gonna say, yeah, I think maybe it's better to master that now. And basically then she says, but to master this technique I must go in my human form. And this is when the Astral manuscripts of the book transforms into a Lolita, into Sora, to be exact. And she just says, yeah, my name is Sora, and yeah, I will just teach you how to use the next magic. And basically for the next week, he is going to train with Yura to gain the next magic of the Gula archive. And yeah, he's just gonna learn how to use it. And after the week, like at the end of the week, he finally gets it and gets his new Magus mode, where he has like those, where his clothes are like wrapped down. I will just blend in the picture. And now he gets this Magus mode that replaces his old one, and now he can use the technique, the mantra enchant from Akio. Yeah, that's basically it. So this also makes his pistol shoot the Meteor Dragonar. But this is where I'm going to change the attack a bit, because in the 3.7 canon, it is the weapon shoots Meteor Dragonar. This is a technique that completely overrules magic, so it just destroys every magic it hits. Not every, but it destroys like almost everything. But because there's no magic, I'm just gonna make it like have shit tons more damage than the gun before. So it will just do damage. This is basically what I'm going to change. So it's not like a magic neutralizing thing. It will just be doing shit tons more damage. And with the mantra enchant he got, he can also enhance his physical abilities. And maybe now you know why I didn't give him all for one, because he's going to get a lot stronger. And if he would have one for all, if he would have had one for all, he would just be OP as fuck. I mean, he will be OP, but he would just be much more stronger now, and you could just, yeah, you could just punch buildings away like nothing with on one for all. So basically this is then we're going to skip one day to the first day of like he gets the paper that he's accepted, obviously, because he killed like 20 robots. And then he is going to go to the class, and this is where I'm going to end this what if. Maybe it's like a short part, but I think like 60 minutes, about 60 minutes is like fine for the first part. And I hope you liked the video. I may excuse for my accent, because like my first language isn't English, so excuse for that. If you liked it, you can just like and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next what if. See ya.